So we're here today with Paul Shields from SIPTU Grassroots in light of the recent huge and monumental no vote against the Croke Park deal. So I just wanted to talk to someone who was involved in the campaign and have been campaigning for a no vote on the deal.
In relation to the vote, and it was a peculiar vote in relation to the two tenants of the Croke Park 1 and 2. Within Croke Park 1, manual workers would have maybe voted very highly against it, and academic and admin would have seen that there was protections there and took on board what the union had told them was protections. And it's a funny one, in this one the union took a different stance on it and basically approached the manual workers in such a way as to say, you've paid in Croke Park 1, Croke Park 2 won't affect you. You need to vote in favour of this agreement, which means that admin people will be penalised and punished, technical people and those on academic grades, and possibly thought that that was a way of divide and conquer that people would have been suckered by. But in fact, it turned out that they weren't. A lot of the manual workers decided to support their colleagues and their comrades and vote against this deal.
Well, in terms of, like you said there, you've kind of explained that the leaderships in the unions who were very much pushing this deal, that they attempted divide and rule. And what do you think, considering how high the no vote was across some unions, and even quite significant vote in unions where people thought the no vote wouldn't break through, what do you think this means now for the leadership of the various unions who did campaign for a yes vote?
Well, I mean, you can see the union leaders and the bureaucrats of the unions scouting for cover now. They're blaming, it was the women's vote and, it was family-friendly policies rather than the negative impact on the work environment. Also, media alluding to, people are reacting to Brendan Howland bullying people and that's the only reason they voted, which the union leadership will possibly now say it's not a realistic vote and it was tainted, and we'll go in and we'll renegotiate and we'll maybe get slight manoeuvement and cosmetic manoeuvement on a few points, and we reintroduce the same deal again. But I think that's a mistake, and I think that the whole policy of the union leadership to date has been a mistake. But if they think that by reintroducing this that they're going to fool the people or con the people, I think that's wrong. I think people now have a confidence to say, we were wrong in Croke Park 1, we rejected Croke Park 2, our hand. People are looking like the campaign against the household tax and saying, why aren't we supporting this? I do think people have realised, that there's a bigger picture there. I think the aesthetics of Jack O'Connor sitting down and negotiating with Brendan Howland was actually laughable. More people now are withdrawing their subs, the portion of subs that would go to a political fund, which goes directly to the Labour Party. I get calls for that. 10 a day asking to withdraw that sub. So I think people are looking and saying, this is a golden circle. Jack O'Connor, Brendan Howland, and he's negotiating on our behalf. He's telling us we can't take an action against the employer, who's the government. And people are saying, honestly, why are we paying union subs? And it's a very hard one to answer, and I would hope that people would stay with the unions, because I do think we have a great opportunity to take the unions back and make the unions work for the members again.
So just following on from that, you were talking about there's a desire for action there, and then also, that there's an opening for building organisations like SIPTU Grassroots who want, to make the unions more amenable to control by the rank and file members. So can you just maybe, finally just let us know, what do you think the future holds in terms of action, and what will SIPTU Grassroots, what role will you be playing?
I think that the membership have looked at the union leadership and the ICTU, the broad ICTU leadership and our lack of leadership, as it may come to be known, and they look at the pessimism and we have to keep giving because we can't go into a fight. We can't, union members have now taken the decision that we can't give any more. If there is to be a fight, we will take that fight. We don't need sanction of the union leadership now. We've taken control. We decide our destiny from here on in. People have been nervous of going into battle Definitely with the union leadership we have now, who are absolutely, soul-destroying, pessimistic. People have come out in marches and supported demonstrations in very large numbers. And people are walking away from demonstrations now who have said, what just went on there? Why are we doing this? People want more. People want to put down, a line in the sand and say, we've given enough. We're not giving any more. People are now starting to believe the message that we can actually change. We can do this. We can change the unions. And that's a positive note now for union members.
All right, thanks very much for that.
No problem. Thanks very much.